Good morning, everyone. Don Cramer with the Cramer Group at Urban Nest Realty. Welcome to the Wednesday edition. We are episode 85 of Coffee with Cramer and Colleen. Cheers to you out there this morning. Colleen sends her best today. You know, it's one of those, if you see her for a couple of days during the week on a Coffee with Cramer, it's always something special. So it was great she was here this last Monday, Tuesday. For us live, but she is out and about. We've got, as we mentioned, a couple of homes in contract, so she is representing the team out there in the field today. I'll be catching up with her a little today, and then also we've got a busy rest of the week in Las Vegas with our real estate team. But we're here with weekly Wednesday recap, so we're giving you the weekly stat updates on the Las Vegas housing market. So if you are tuning in for the first time, do us a big favor, hit the like button or comment below that you're here. Also, too, if you've got a favorite morning breakfast beverage, I know it's a Wednesday. If you're going with a Bloody Mary, cheers to you. But today, you know, we're kind of on the Nespresso, so something quick because it's a busy day. So let's get started with the numbers, shall we? So we're going to throw up the overall stats in the Las Vegas Valley housing market as to what we have for sale. So this week we start with just over 5,000 listings, with 5,035 versus last week's number of 4,968. So a 1.3% week over week increase. Now, of the 5,035 listings, for sale, we have 4,967 traditional properties listed, single-family residences. We have 34 short sales and 34 foreclosures. Now, if we're taking a look at under contracts real quick, under contract homes, we actually ticked upward again as well. So we have 4,423 homes under contract this week versus last week's number of 4,336. Of the 4,423 under contract this week, 4,280 are traditional sales, 120 are short sales, and 23 are foreclosures. So we're still not seeing really any effects in the short sales and foreclosure range, but we are still continuing to see a tick up in demand, still kind of moving a little faster than listings on market. Now, we did see, again, a week-over-week increase in homes on market, and part of that, excuse me, in addition to new home listings, we had a back-on-market number this week of 197. Most of those were homes that were under contract but fell back out. So what does that mean? Well, most likely, first period of due diligence. In fact, we had one recently. Was under contract, and after initial due diligence, the buyer, for whatever reason, decided to not go forward. So again, that house would be under contract. Then after cancellation notice, it would then be back active listing for sale. So that between the new homes coming on and back on markets, that's why we had the slight overall tick upward in inventory, even though under contracts were picking up. Price decreases this week. It's a little lower number at 496. Median sold price is holding in at our record high of 330,000. Now, if we move on to our weekly change numbers over the last 7 days, excuse me, you'll see we had 774 new listings. Now, when you combine that with the 197 back on market, now not all of those were under contract. Some of them might have been temporarily off market or withdrawn conditional and then returned back for sale. But when you take a portion of those with the new listings, active homes, that total number increase. But at the same time, though, as you can see in the under contracts, both in show and no show, we had 983 homes going under contract. So if you look at just the pure new listings versus under contracts, we're actually like about 200 units faster being absorbed by the market than we have coming on market. But when you couple in the back on market numbers, which were homes that were already up for sale, going back into the total inventory mix, that kind of balanced it out. So what does this continue to mean? So the demand is still holding in pretty well. If we also keep an eye on what's going on with regards to home searches and showing requests. And we've continued to still maintain a pretty healthy number, although not as aggressively as we had, let's say, during this time last year. But with low interest rates, demand's still there, things of that nature. People are still going in and buying, but our total inventory levels, as we've reported in recent episodes, certainly a lot lower than we were last year. And that seems to be a national trend, where I think we had a stat here recently where it was well over 30% less homes actively for sale on the market nationally than there are in Nevada. Las Vegas, our Las Vegas housing market is pretty much in line with that, where I think we're at about 30, about almost 35% roughly, give or take. So again, low inventory. Although homes are still coming in, the absorption rate, which is the number of homes that buyers are buying and putting into contract, are still moving at a pretty good rate. Now, let's also take a look at it from the price points here, because this is good to show. Now, if we look at the under $250,000 properties, we have 425 active listings, and we have 587 under contract. In the core segment of 250 to 500,000, we have 2,911 homes for sale with 3,100 under contract. In the 500,000 to 750 segment, we have 821 homes for sale with 513 under contract. In the mid-luxury segment, 750 to a million, we had 303 homes for sale with 140 under contract. And then lastly, in the luxury segment, those homes over $1 million, we have 500 listings with 135 under contract. So it is interesting to see that in our lowest two price point segments, more homes under contract than for sale. In that 500,000 range, 500,000 to 750, we're a little less than half. We're a little more than half of the total homes for sale under contract. So 513 versus 821. So that's a good chunk, closer to a little over 60% actually, it looks like. And then 140 homes under contract versus 303 in the mid luxury segment. So that's a little under half, like about low 40% range. And then 500 listings versus 135 in contract on $1 million plus. So, and that's a little less than a third. It's about little under almost 30. It looks like somewhere plus or minus 30%. Sorry, my calculator isn't fully operational in the head, but the Nespresso will take care of that a little later. So anyway, that's this week's Las Vegas housing market numbers. It's interesting, as we kind of spoke about on our Monday episode, we're going to see how this summer buying season carries on. Typically, school's starting next week, and in most cases, people are in their homes or in contract in those places in time to get their kids in for zoning into the schools that they want to be in. Now, this may change because of schools starting virtual this year. So the question is, are homeowners, families, going to be as attached to the home once school season begins in a virtual environment? And we're going to see over the next few weeks, because we want to check searches and showing requests and kind of keep an eye on that as far as demand goes, because is that going to be in check with our, how's that going to be balanced against these continued strong buyer demand and low interest rates? So it's definitely numbers we are tuning into. And then also in the next, we're 2 weeks away from September. can you believe it? Where's 2020 going? And I think in most cases, everyone wants 2020 to go away. So what also means there too is, will the governor go through and the state with regards to lifting the moratorium on rental evictions as well as mortgage foreclosures? So we're going, those are going to be the first signs to see, okay, what will the impact be to the housing market come September when those political changes take place. And then lastly, too, from a national level, what's going to happen with regards to, will we be seeing a coronavirus stimulus bill following on the CARES Act? Will that come to fruition here late this month or early September? Again, we're getting the popcorn ready. We shall see. So anyway, that's this week's, again, Las Vegas Valley housing market update. I'm Don Cramer with the Cramer Group at Urban Nest Realty. If you have questions about buying, selling, or investing in Las Vegas real estate, do us a big favor. Reach out to us. We'd love to answer your questions because more now than ever, your real estate experience matters. So again, on behalf of my partner, Colleen Schaefer, we wish you the very best Wednesday and the best of the rest of the week. Take care. Bye-bye.